This is how to graph a recessionary gap in economics. So we're going to start with a simple curve or graph here, where we're going to represent the y-axis as price and the x-axis as GDP or real GDP. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw our supply, or short-run aggregate supply, and our aggregate demand. And these both follow your typical supply-demand graph. We're also going to draw in the long-run aggregate supply curve. In this situation, when we're using these type of graphs, we like to draw these in for further clarity. And we're going to start at point A, which is equilibrium, where SRAS, AD, LRAS intersect. So to describe a recessionary graph, we either have to shift the short-run aggregate supply curve to the left or aggregate demand to the left. In this scenario, I'm going to shift the aggregate demand curve to the left. And so when I shift the aggregate demand curve to the left over here, you get aggregate demand number 2. And for the sake of labeling, I'm going to set this first value where we have equilibrium at price 1, and then our new value where we shifted aggregate demand as price 2. I'm going to represent the LRAS as Y1 or YP, and then represent our new shift, which we'll label this as B, as Y1. Okay. And so the difference between the price and the price at GDP and the new price at GDP, where it goes down, this is what you would call a recessionary gap. And if we wanted to correct this recessionary gap, which always occurs if either AD or SRAS shifts left, the opposite happens for an inflationary gap. If we wanted to bring it back to equilibrium, what we would have to do is shift the short-run aggregate supply curve to the right, where the LRAS meets our original aggregate demand over here. And so it would shift, and that would cause a new point at C, a new price level, and this would be our new long-run equilibrium.